Okay, going live. We are live on YouTube. And not only are we are live breaking with breaking news. I mean, literally starting the show, and we hear the breaking news that President Biden is stepping down from the race.
But read this one, AP News, live
Yeah.
updates 46 minutes ago. Biden
Mm-hmm.
faces new pressure as he vows to stay in the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I
who's,
saw I saw some posts like that, but and I've checked the website. This is breaking, like literally right
okay.
this minute. So what I'm saying to everybody out there, we don't know the full story. uh I tried, that's why we were a little late starting the show, and I was trying to look things up on the internet and so forth, and all I could find was references to what you just said, Pamela, about
Yeah.
there's additional, but that's old news. That's 45 in today's
Yeah.
day and age. 45 minutes ago is old news,
It's a
45 minutes to
lifetime.
an hour. And I could not find anything on all the websites that I normally go to, the news websites, but on the television at the bottom of the screen, and they're talking about it at the bottom of the screen. Biden is stepping down from the race. So I don't know. It's like it sounds like it, but again, I hate to say something without confirmation in multiple sources so that I can say, yes, we know for sure. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? I got my coffee. Uh Maybe we can pull some cars on that. Now Pamela is frozen and I'm not hearing her or anything. So Pamela, if you can hear me, it froze up again. We've been having this problem since we were getting ready for the show. Hi Charlotte and Dan coming in. Thanks for coming in, and Aditya's here. Um it was a rush to get on and everything. I literally got out of bed like, an hour before we had to go on air. Mm. This is the first coffee I'm getting. I'm not even awake. I'm telling you right now. But in the green room, hi Maria. How you doing, Maria? But in the green room, Pamela and I, she kept freezing up, and they just fixed her internet and it's working great. But it might be a Zoom thing. I don't know. Or maybe her hardware. But she's had to um, log out and log back into the Zoom meeting multiple times now. And then, of course, we're streaming the Zoom into the YouTube studio and then into YouTube where you guys are watching it. But I just got out a bunch of promotions. Hopefully, people will be joining us. Yay. Maria says, I woke up late today. Hey, it's Sunday, right? Sunday fun day. Actually, I shouldn't say that because Charlotte has taken that over. It's now Monday fun day. When Charlotte and I do Monday, which is tomorrow, and the last few Mondays, we've had the highest live views. So not like all of our videos on YouTube, but the lives, we've had the most views on the last couple of Mondays. Yeah. And it's going up and up and up. Really cool stuff. So it's Monday Fun Day. Be sure to join us tomorrow. But yeah, getting back to Pamela, we've been having this issue. Hopefully, she's gonna be able to pop back on here. Don't know what is going on. Let's see. Charlotte said, effing evil and gross, horrible person still stands and acts like butter wouldn't melt. I may need to put myself in a timeout for the bad words in my head. What are you upset about? It is Monday Fun Day, Charlotte said. But Charlotte, what are you talking about is evil and gross and terrible? I don't know what you're, because I don't see anything else in the chat that would have set you off. So, Charlotte, let us know what's going on and if you're okay. And hey, if you want to call into the show, oh, shoot, you can't call in the show. That's the other thing I have to announce. I've sent messages. I got messages back from Blog Talk Radio support. And yes, they've been having outages and it's hit and miss. Sometimes the system works fine, other times it doesn't. Well, when our shows are scheduled, and we did let's see, we did Monday, we did a show on Monday, a show on Wednesday, a show on Thursday, and a show yesterday on Saturday. All of them, every single show, the Blog Talk system was down and we couldn't do the phone lines. So we've just been here in chat, which, by the way, works fantastic. I thought it was great. Give me a second, everybody, because I think I might be getting a message from Pamela. Let me actually no. Okay. I heard a beep on my phone. Let me write her a message real quick, folks, while we're live on air. I love this. How's it going? Are you able to call back in? Reconnect. Yeah, so weird technology things going on. Blog Talk is down. Poor Pamela's video is freezing. And we've had some great conversations this morning in the green room. So meanwhile, I got the card of the day, which is the Empress. And that's, of course, number 3, which is creativity and communication. And this is from Pamela's deck. That's right. Oh, I'm getting a message back. Hold on a second. So it's the Steele Wizard, and you can see she's shown pregnant and has the cornucopia. So it's indicating creation, manifestation, abundance, and so forth. Let me check the message from Charlotte. Okay. So not Charlotte, Pamela. I saw Charlotte typing in chat, and as I'm looking at her, I went to respond about Pamela, and so I had her name stuck in my head. Sorry, that is a senior moment that's going to be happening. Hold on. Doing the behind the scenes things with Pamela here. Her internet completely crashed. So this may be have to do with where they had to replace the entire junction box near her house yesterday or the day before or something like that. So she says on, and she's doing this on the Psychic Cafe / Tarot private group for all of the staff members, hosts, and everything. So you all are seeing this like I am. I'm going to connect on my phone. Okay, reconnect on your phone. Then yes, so that's Pamela. Going to be hopefully connecting with her phone, reconnecting to the Zoom here momentarily. But yes, we got the Empress here. Now the card of the day, the heart of the matter card, though, is the 8 of Pentacles. Yes. So this makes an interesting combination. What's going on with this? Well, when the Empress and the 8 of Pentacles get together, in a reading, it can indicate a time of abundance and creativity, but only through hard work and dedication. That's why this came in, right? This card combination tells us that we have the potential to bring new ideas and projects to fruition. That's the giving birth. Let's see, the giving birth part of this, right? But only if we're willing to put in the necessary effort to see it through. Okay, so that's the 8 of Pentacles part. Also notice in Pamela's well, 2 things. Pamela makes her Empress more pregnant than in other decks, which I think is really cool. I'm a fan. Also, notice how in this one, where normally it's somebody practicing his skills through repetition, there's one artisan pictured, and he's made a lot of the pentacles, and he's working on a pentacle. Here we have a senior, or like a master artisan, teaching a apprentice, which is really cool. And so the other aspect I'm getting from this card combination is abundance through teaching, passing on your skills and knowledge. So that's the cards for today's show that I got from Pamela's deck. And I shuffled in everything, Pamela, this like really thick. Look at the Steele Wizard. It's like, oh my God. I was able to shuffle it though. So Pamela is on her phone. She's getting back in here, it looks like. Video's great, Pamela. Are you going through your cellular service versus the Wi-Fi? I assume so if the internet's down. Your mic is muted though. That's why we can't hear you.
There we go. Is that better?
Looking great, and it sounds great. Yay.
Okay, so we're back on.
We're back on. You are back on. I've not gone anywhere. I've been here. So your internet crashed, eh?
Oh my God. What figure? It's been really good lately, and now it's being a pain in my, well, anyway. So I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I had to reboot my whole system, and it's going to take about a half an hour. So let's do it this way. Hi.
Yes. So hi, Pam. I just did my cards for the show. I slipped earlier and said cards of the day, which I'm not doing cards of the day anymore. I'm just doing cards for this show. Right. Because you might be watching live, you might be watching 2 days from now in archive, or you might be watching 2 weeks from now or 2 years from now. That message can still be for you. And Maria in the chat, Maria G. Moss is in the chat from the Angelic View. And she says, I love your message today, Dax. Charlotte says, Pamela, you're back. Yay. Everybody's yelling, Pamela's back in the chat.
God.
Yes.
Good times.
Yes.
Good times.
Good times. Well, we got it going now.
Yeah, I think so. It should be okay.
We think so. We think so. Real quick, if you want to find out more about Pamela, connect with her, go over to psychic.cafe/Pamela. You can book readings. You can message her. Now, you have to be a member of Psychic Cafe, which is free to join the website. It's like joining Facebook. It's a social media, social networking platform. It's not just a website. It has all the features of Facebook over here at www.psychic.cafe. I'll even put that link up so you can see, yeah, that's the link. No .com, .net, .org. None of that stuff. It's psychic.cafe. So pop over there and you can message her right from her page. You can book a reading with her. Same thing for me. I'm the /Dax, psychic.cafe/Dax. And then here's our coffee link if you want to send us a cup of coffee. That's right. And if you send us a cup of coffee and let us know in the chat, we'll jump to your question first, right away, no waiting, and we'll spend more time with you, let you ask follow-up questions. Normally it's just one question per client, so to speak, right? Yeah. And while I'm on here, Pam, I'm just gonna let everybody know that I'll be back on with Charlotte tomorrow evening, Monday Fun Day, which is ahead of all the other shows as far as views. I don't know what it is about Monday, but people are loving that stuff. Loving. Okay. So let's go over into the chat and see who's in here and say hi to everybody. We already said hi to Dan and Maria and Charlotte. I did see Michelle. Hello, Daxamillion. Hello, Pam. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for being here. Desmond came in. Shalisha. Aditha. Actually, Aditha was in here before the beginning of the show. Sawmill. And I'm butchering some of these names. I apologize, but that's the best I can do. Trying to say it phonetically here. Okay. And then see, Aditha says hi to Dan. I'm looking to see if she did a question. Oh, here we go, Pamela. So then Aditha says, could I please get a general reading in the immediate future? I am planning to do a master's or PhD. Oh, very cool, Aditha. And a bit confused if I will get a scholarship to do it. Okay. So you're confused about your scholarship. What's confusing you though? You applied for scholarships. Just wondering, is there more to the story? We can pull cards, without knowing all the details, but still, I'm just curious. Maybe you're hanging in there, trying to, wait. I'll tell you what I'm getting. I'm getting strength. I love this. The dragon, all strength cards should get rid of the lion thing and just do dragons. I'm sorry. I'm into the dragons. So 8 is abundance. The strength card says have the internal fortitude to hang in there. Okay. Hang in there. It's coming. Okay. I really think you're going to be able to get the scholarships. There might be a delay. You got to have the internal fortitude to hang in there. But 8 is a number of abundance. And then I get the Lover's card, which we, get to look at people's butts. You got to love it. Okay. And the Lovers is 6. 6 is success. 6 is the number of success. Aditha. And I'm sorry, I just got confused because I don't know how I missed this. Right above that is Samil had a question. Okay, so we'll do Samil's in just a second. If you can see that one, Pam, Samil is asking, can I get a reading from my exam tomorrow? So if you want to pull a card on that, I'll finish up here with Aditya. So
I can do that. Dex,
so
I'm back.
yay. And so 6 is success. And then just to finish up, I got the 6 of Pentacles. Again, it's another success card. Okay. And sometimes it is a windfall. And you can see the woman passing out a pentacle to giving alms to the poor, basically, is the whole theme always with most versions of the 6 of Pentacles here. But it's interesting because, like, unlike the usual version, Pamela's here doesn't have a scales that I can see, but she has a basket with a set amount of pentacles, and it's like one to a customer, it looks like, because man, those are big pentacles. Usually in most cards, they're got their hand and they're like dropping the coins, and they're small coins. It's like one pentacle to a customer. So, you might have to wait your turn is a possibility here, Aditya. But I do have, these are all positive cards. I do have a good feeling that this is going to work out for you. You'll get your scholarships and be able to go into your PhD program or master's there. And so, okay, Pamela, over to you with Sawmill's question on his exam or her exam.
Okay, and that was let's see, where did that go?
Right above Aditha's that I just did.
Yeah. Oh. Tomorrow. Okay. You're about to recreate yourself in a whole new way, so I'm going to go with a hard yes on that. You're going to do great. Okay? Take a deep breath. Don't panic. You've got this. Because when you've got judgment like this, what you're looking at is a complete recreation of yourself down to a cellular image. So it's about adding strands of your DNA and everything else. Again, breathe. No, you've got this. Why? Well, I don't understand how you could be worried about it, because you've definitely got this. You're going to do fine. You're going to do great. In other words, you're going to ace this. So just go for it. You can't lose. All righty.
Sweet. And I've got a 1-card answer for Alicia. I always pull 2 or 3 cards at least, because I'm uh, I have a hard time just pulling one card. I just do, you know. But before her question was Aloha Jay's back. Welcome back. They've been here before, and they said, I'll buy you a cup of coffee for support, waiting for Pamela to join in. Well, Pamela is here now. I'm sorry, Jay. Aloha. Coffee is not settling good here. Let me grab the URL for everybody, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do here. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. And oh, first of all, I'm going to put in the wallpaper URL because the other day I forgot to mention that I mentioned it, but I forgot to put the link. So if you click that link, it'll take you to the image where you can grab it and pull it onto your desktop or save, put your finger on it on a phone and save it, right? But I want to show you guys here. Oh yeah, Jay, it just popped up on my phone, Jay. Jay sent you $10. Hey, thanks, Jay. Really appreciate that. And okay, I'm trying to get all these notifications off so you can actually see the screensaver that I made. Look at that. And oh, it went off and it's showing Pamela. Psychic Kevin, and I have the coffee beans in the background, and it keeps going off. I'm sorry. And it's got our logo and www.psychic.cafe, you know, and there's the time and everything. It's like, yep, right on the iPhone here. So if you want to grab that, go over to psychic.cafe/phone wallpaper. And I'm thinking of doing a whole line of wallpaper with our logo, if that's what you guys, you know, would like that. You know, I thought that would be really cool. You know, different coffee related, you know, wallpapers and stuff. So Aloha sent in, we're going to go right to your question. What is your question? And we will go right to you. And then after you will be Shalisha's question, which actually I already pulled a card for it and it looks really good.
Right. You're talking to Jay right now, like Aloha Jay?
Yeah. What is Aloha's Jay's question? Do you see it in there, Pamela?
Regarding his supervisor, he can be intimidating or caring and blah, blah, no middle road. I think he's just looking for, oh, here we go. What do the cards say about building a better business relationship with him or strategies? And that's where I got it. And the first card I pulled for this is patience. Okay. This is about whatever you're doing right now. Just keep doing it, because Aries and Scorpio, they're an odd mix. Personally, I love Scorpios. I get along famous with them. But it's because Cancer and Scorpio just mesh. They just do. Until you piss one of us off. Trust me. Other than that, it's a seamless relationship. However, one of my best friends, in fact, my best friend in the whole world, is an Aries. And so I'm very intimate with that knowledge that you get them around a Scorpio. And it could be like throwing lighter fluid on a fire. It can boom at any minute. So the advice that the cards are giving you is very, very simple. Whatever you've planted, whatever you've been doing, you're doing a great job. And it's not.
Uh-oh. Hang on, folks. Pam froze again. I'm wondering, she's on the phone now.
Okay, so keep at it. Head down.
Yeah, Pamela, can you hear me?
No, my computer now is focused.
Yeah, it's all froze. Can you hear me, Pam?
Okay.
You were able to finish up there, but it all froze up again. Now, on your phone, look on your phone. This is what if you're on your phone on Zoom and you're trying to avoid the internet problem, make sure you're not connected to the Wi-Fi. Make sure you're connected to the cellular service. Okay. But you're back now and it's working fine. So we're okay. You got the message for Aloha Jay out. I'm just going to add a little bit to that. I got the 5 of Swords, and the advice I always give out when I get the ace, the 5 of Swords. Jesus Christ, can't talk today. Like I said, folks, I woke up just before the show, barely have, get my coffee here, trying to wake up. 5 of Swords. The message I always give out that comes from this card is, do you want to win Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? Okay, so in discussing building a better relationship, business relationship with him or her, that's how you want to approach things. Okay. I'm not saying don't stand your ground. I'm not saying be a yes person, or yes man, yes girl. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying is, listen. That's why remember the old saying, that's why we have two ears and one mouth. Listen more than you speak. And whatever they say to you, say it back to them. Old NLP trick, So whatever they say to you, say it back to them. Okay, so if I understand you right, you're saying blah, 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 blah. And then say, and the only thing I would say to make that better is I would suggest blah, 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 blah. And if you work that way in your relationship with this person, it might go much more smoothly. And the other thing I got was the Chariot card. It's number 7. So 7 is research, it's the seeker, research. The natural detective is the 7 energy here, so you might want to research this a little bit, and it goes along with that. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? And typically this is coming up in romantic relationships, but the same thing's true with every kind of relationship, including business relationships. Sometimes you have to bite your tongue, and but also it's just, like I said, spend more time talking with the person, asking their point of view, so they feel like they're heard. That's how we are as humans. We want to be heard, so try to do that. Try to, ask them, don't give your opinion on how you think XYZ should function at your work. Instead, elicit all their ideas first before giving them your ideas. But also, the Chariot is talking about, it is a success card. It is victory. You are going to be able to take care of this. That's the indication. But tarot is always multi-layered. So another thing it's saying, though, is you have to take the reins, and the horses are diametrically opposed, black and white. They want to go off in different directions. You got to rein them in. It's also talking about go pushing forward, and it needs to be all about business. It's got to be about the business, and you got to make this other person know that all you want to do is have the business be successful, and it's nothing personal against them. Any suggestions you make or ways you want things to run differently or stuff like that. So there you go. I had to put my 2 cents in because, Pamela, when I get that 5 of Swords, it's a really good, we all know this, but sometimes we need our memories jogged a little bit, about the whole listen more than you speak. Okay, 2 ears, 1 mouth. And do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy in a relationship? It was the perfect card to come out. Pam, I think you're froze again, which is, it's really strange because she was on her computer on the internet through her Wi-Fi, right? Now she's on her phone through the cellular service having the same exact problem. So that's physically impossible. So I'm thinking either it's because, the phone lines go through the connections too, ultimately in the city she's in. Is it a citywide problem maybe? Or is it a Zoom problem? Although everybody can hear me and see me, right? I haven't froze up yet. I'm just asking because I'm wondering. um, Zoom seems to be working fine on on my end here. What did Pam say? Starting with yourself, just remember to treat others the way you like to be treated and nurture the relationship. Awesome. Yeah, so she typed that in, and Aloha had asked Pamela, what about patience? And then she typed that in. Okay. And by the way, Aloha, about patience, that is part of that message. People that want to be right want to jump right in and give their opinion on everything. It's more important for them to be right and to win the fight than it is for them to be happy. But you're wanting to cultivate a more amenable business relationship, so you want to do the other side of that. Okay. Aditya was asking UK or US or somewhere else. I don't know who you're asking that to. Pamela's in Canada and I'm in the United States. So I'm in Tucson, Arizona. Yeah, that's where all, the movies. You've watched all the westerns over there where you are. The American westerns, they were filmed about 14 miles from where I'm sitting right now. Most of the westerns. It's a place called Old Tucson, which is on the other side of, well, they call it a mountain, but it's like a hill on the other side of a mountain. And yeah, John Wayne, all the big names, they were all here. So like if you see saguaros, those are the cactuses that look like people that have arms. Okay, saguaros are only found in this desert. Okay, so when you watch something, you watch a movie or something like that, an old western or whatever, yeah, you can tell right away, because if you're seeing saguaros, it was probably filmed in Tucson or near this area, in the Saguaro National Forest. Yeah, actually, the cactuses are a forest of cactuses, and it's actually a national forest, believe it or not. You can visit it. But yeah, and if you're watching westerns and you don't see cactuses, then it wasn't filmed here. you know. Let me go to Shalisha. And Pam, I think you're still working okay since you came back here. Because earlier on, Shalisha had asked a question and I already pulled a card on it, but now I can't find it. Hold on a second. I'm scrolling back because we did that whole Aloha J thing, and then you were popping in and out on the Zoom here. So Shalisha says, "Can I get a reading, please? Will I be able to enter surgical residency pathway in the UK?" One thing I have to say about this, and by the way, Pamela, you have frozen again. I'm just letting you know. And now it's not frozen. Now it just unfroze. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
just
just unfroze.
I'm just letting you know so you know what's going on. I just have to say something about that. This is the third, maybe fourth time I've had the same question, I think from different people in the last 2 weeks. Everybody's wondering about their surgical residency in the UK, and they're usually typically coming from a different country, usually India or Sri Lanka. Very interesting. And I didn't know, that people that are scientists, medical doctors are scientists. And it's amazing them all still going to tarot readers and asking questions. I don't know why that's funny to me. It's just,
Yeah, but Dax, think about it this way too. Like the one lady was asking, where should I apply for a scholarship or a grant or whatever? What country do you choose to work in? That's where I would go, because the problem here is we got a lot of physicians that come over from, because I'm in Canada, is
Right.
Daxam, straight north of Montana. And they film a lot of westerns around here too, FYI. But
That's true. Yeah.
we have the Badlands. But what happens is they get recruited to come over here and work because we've got a real nurse and doctor shortage right now. But their credentials aren't up to Canadian standards.
Right. Right.
So they've either got to be shadowed and mentored for, I think it's a year or longer, or
Mm-hmm.
they've got to go back to school. So whatever country you plan to work out of, you better apply for a grant in that or a scholarship in that country, because that way you're going to have the information and the education that you need to actually go to work and intern and become a doctor. Okay, I don't need cars to tell me that. Anyway, that's all I got to add to that. What else now?
Awesome sauce. Okay, I'm gonna finish up here with this question from Shalisha here about the residency. But Desmond says, can I get a general reading, please? So if you want to pull a card for Desmond, meanwhile, going back to the surgical residency, okay, I've got the perfect card for this. And by the way, let me frame all this. This card would not mean this if it wasn't this version from Pamela's deck. This is a very specific thing, and it is the perfect answer to her question. Will I be able to enter surgical residency pathway in the UK? And it's the Six of Swords. And 6 again is success. And by the way, I've gotten a ton of 6 coming up. So for me, I see the number 6. I'm a numerologist. It's just success right then. However, look at what's going on. Unlike other versions of the Six of Swords, well, first of all, obviously, Pamela is leaving the swords, leaving all these thoughts and ideas on the shore, which is really the way it should be. Because in the other versions, the swords are in the boat. So they're taking all these thoughts and ideas, which is indicating overthinking, with them. And by the way, Pam, if you want to explain more of this card after I'm done, go ahead. But I just want to point that out and point out, okay, yeah, always we have the ship going to the shore across the way, but this is different. There's the castle on an island. So the goal, and here's the pathway. Once they get across to the shore, you go up the narrow pathway. That's the Temprian path that is throughout tarot, which I'll teach a class on that some other time. But you go up the Temprian path to the goal, which is the castle, right? What is the United Kingdom? It's a freaking island in the middle of the ocean is what it is. And here she is literally coming from the mainland over to the island. If this is not like a perfect visual of you going to the UK for your surgical residency, I don't know what it, this is just fantastic. So Pam, anything else you want? Oh, and look, there's the 2 dolphins, which is always, for a long, I'm sure it's still the same way, but for centuries, fishermen and anybody sailing, anybody in boats, when they would see whales or especially porpoises and dolphins, that was a sign of good luck. Yeah. So anything else? So hey, did I hit it on the head with your version of am I interpreting it right there?
Nailed it. Totally nailed it.
Perfect.
The only thing I was only going to add about the dolphins, but you already did. So we're good. It's golden.
Wow. I actually did it.
You did it. I knew you could do it.
You got to know, people, I am still learning Pamela's deck. And there's like how many cards? 80 some
88. And
88.
I'm still learning my deck. I'm still seeing
look how
things
thick that is.
I use
this, I try to use this on the shows that Pamela is my guest co-host. And the only reason I don't use it more frequently is on the shows, I got to do quick, and it's so hard for me to shuffle this deck. Look at this. And by the way,
do half and half.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, and you know, I did a thing today where I tried something. I saw Mitchell, you know, Mitchell.
Yes,
Yeah, he's great
he's
on YouTube.
awesome.
Look him up in
Oh,
Intuitive
yeah.
Mitchell.
If you don't know Mitchell, find him. You
He
will
does
really enjoy.
he does his like I do mine long ways, but he does his sideways. And I found out that like when I do it that way, it the weight of these cards, because the card stock is just unbelievable on these cards, and it just wow, you know it's amazing. The weight of the cards, gravity just pulls it down, and I've been doing some overhands with it, and it slides pretty well. I think I'm going to start using your deck more because you know one thing I wanted to mention is, however, I did take the extra cards out. This is only the 78 card deck because I'm still learning these cards and I don't want to mess up live on air and look like an idiot. Okay, so I only have the 78 cards, but I think I'm going to be using them more because, you know, first of all, dragons. I mean, you know, that's my thing, right? I was born in the year of the dragon, but also the way Pamela has, you know, tweaked the symbolism and imagery and everything in the cards is more in alignment with what I think about those individual cards, which is really cool, you know, that it lines up with, yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. But anyway, I love this deck. And for those of you that are brand new, it's the third edition of the Steele Wizard Tarot. Okay, gorgeous box. By the way, it is magnetic lid, has to be, right? And then inside you're greeted by the fabulous, I mean, this is worth it just itself, is this freaking book. I mean, she has packed in all of her tarot knowledge into this little book, which is not little, it's big, but you know, and then the deck sits in here. Really cool. And then let me put up while we're talking about all this, might as well give the link out, you know, so people can grab this. And it's psychic.cafe/Steele with an E after the L, Wizard. And that'll take you, I think that'll take you over there. Well, here, let me, I always like to double check links to make sure I'm not telling you something that's not true. Let's see. Yes, yes, this is the third edition.
I
And
think we
by the
got
way,
Pamela Steele in there.
I'm sorry.
I thought I was there as Pamela. No, that's right. That's for the deck at Steel Wizard. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, yeah. So your page is psychic.cafe/Pamela. However, to get the deck, go to this one right here. Psychic, just open a new tab in your browser, type in psychic, put a dot, cafe, put a // and then put Steel Wizard. It'll take you right over there, and it's 35% off right now. $22.72 on Amazon. Ah, yeah. So you can go over and grab this deck. Awesome sauce. So, what else is going on in chat here?
Okay, I'm supposed to pull some cards for somebody that wants, I think, a general reading. Who are we
Oh,
talking?
yeah, the general reading was going to be next, but I like to throw in hellos to people that come in. So, let me find that question again. That was for Desmond. Here it is. Desmond, can I have a general reading? So, yeah, you're going to pull cards for that. And I just wanted to see if there was any if Aloha had Jay had said anything more back. Angie came in. Hi, Angie. Um Charlotte, my friend just won the Calgary sheepdog competition. She's a rock star. Okay, cool. Uh Charlotte said we go through phases like this where we get multiple questions about passing exams, scholarships, things like that, or getting surgical residencies. Yep. Yep. And she says I'm having a trivia day. Oh, Shalisha actually said that she can see. Uh, okay, I misunderstood that. Never mind. Pamela's decks are so lovely. I love her Oracle deck, Eternal Seeker, which we have right here. Yes, we have the Eternal Seeker. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, put that back up here. And then Angie's going to ask a question. Okay. So you can go ahead and run with it, Pamela, on Desmond here with the general, if you want.
Okay, no problem. Desmond, the first thing I want to point out to you is that you've disconnected from your guides, let's say. Your inner voice, that inner divinity that walks you through every step of the way. There's a disconnect in there somewhere. It's you haven't lost hope, it's just on the back burner. You haven't lost your what you've done is you've changed frequencies. Okay, you've evolved into the next step, into the next part of your
I'm not hearing anything, Pam. Oh, I think Pam froze again. Well, she's been coming back pretty quick, so let's give her a second to come back here. I forget where she was in the reading. She got a reversal, I think that was. Yeah, I can't make out the card right now. So Pam, if you can hear us, you're froze up. So you can pick up where you left off when you get back here. Sorry about all the technical problems, but it makes for an interesting show. We're having all kinds of fun here. Okay. So Pamela, I think she just hold on a second. She put something in chat. The other chat, my Zoom chat with her. Oh, you know what? That gave me an idea. All of you hosts out there, we should start using the chat on Zoom to talk for the hosts to talk to each other behind the scenes. Because I forgot about that. We have the chat in YouTube, which we all use for the general open public chat, but we have a private chat we could be using. I never thought of that. Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, I don't know. What I'm doing here is I'm checking who's on the Zoom, and yeah, she's gone again. So she's trying to reconnect. Okay. So meanwhile, while we're waiting for Pamela to reconnect, go over and grab your copy of Steele Wizard and use our link because hey, we get a little bit from almost nothing, but but we get 4% or something. Let's see. Steele Wizard. I'm going to put it in the chat there. There we go. Psychic.cafe/Steele Wizard. Hey, while we're at it, I'm going to put in the phone wallpaper link again. Psychic.cafe/phone wallpaper. If you want to grab the wallpaper there, I'm going to put in Pamela's URL if you want to book a reading with her or talk to her in between shows, and then mine /Dax. So hers is /Pamela, mine is /Dax. And then, of course, the coffee link. We'll put the coffee link in too. So you can send us a cup of coffee. Remember to join the cafe website, www.psychic.cafe. I'll take off the Steele Wizard part. And it's free to join. You can use your social, your socials, social medias. I forget what's all on there, but I think I want to say Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, Facebook, etc. You just push button and you can get all signed up on the website for free. Otherwise, you can put in a username, your password, and your email address. Do it the old-fashioned way. And it's free to join. It's like joining Facebook or any other social media site. And it is a social media site. Yeah. You get your own profile with your own separate blog. You get custom URL. You can post your events. You have an event section. You can you have a picture, your own pictures and video section. Trying to think of gosh, what else? What else? You have a wall there, so a stream, they call it, which is the same as, your profile on Facebook, your wall of all the posts and everything like that. Posts, you can post besides blog posts. I mean, you can do status update posts like you post on Facebook and post pictures, and you can post video and audio and everything on there, and groups. We have groups. You can start your own group on a particular topic, what have you. Psychic.cafe. Go over and join free. We do have a paid membership as well. If you want to join the guild, you become a member of the Tarot Guild and the website. You get full access to everything on the website. You get about, as a free member, you get about 90% access, but there's a few things you get with the paid membership besides your, Tarot Guild membership certificate and everything. And, all the other, workshops and things we do all year long for our members, the custom URL and some of the other things, access to the private Tarot Guild members group and my course and all that kind of, that's all part of the membership, so
Am I
that,
back?
and you're back. Yes. Been waiting for you to come back.
Finally.
I need you to get back in here.
It's this is driving me. It's Zoom. Okay. On my end, it's Zoom.
It's got to be Zoom. Yeah.
And the fact that my internet keeps fading in and out. But
Yeah.
on the phone, it's not the internet, it's Zoom.
Yeah, because
Anyway.
if you have your Wi-Fi button turned off on your phone, then you're going through your cellular service, which is separate.
Sure.
And unless it's a citywide problem, it would not, the same problem would not be happening on the same app.
Right.
From your laptop and internet versus your phone and cellular. Those are completely separate. So that tells us it is Zoom that is the problem. So I've just been making some announcements while we're, not doing any questions. We'll get back to questions in a minute here, folks, but I wanted Pamela to be able to get back and make these announcements and, just finish up a couple of things. I had already mentioned, tune in tomorrow for our regular evening show, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, like San Diego, LA, Seattle. And then we're 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So New York City, Orlando, Florida, the whole East Coast. And you can extrapolate your time from that. Okay. And Charlotte's going to be my guest co-host. I did want to mention this upcoming shows. We just had Roxy Sim on yesterday, and Pamela, oh my God, it was such a great show. We talked about all kinds of stuff with decks and stuff, and your name came up at least a dozen times. I'm just saying. And Roxy kept saying, oh yes, oh my God, you got to say hi to Pamela for me tomorrow. And oh my God, that's going back so many years. And you guys
13.
both self-publishing and stuff. And then so that was yesterday. If you missed that, you got to go listen to that show because it was just fantastic. It was Michelle and I were there. We mostly sat back and just let Roxy speak because she just gave us all kinds of really cool stuff. Now we have Stephanie Dreams coming on Sunday, August 18th. Okay. And we're going to be talking about her brand new deck that comes out, I believe, September. We'll confirm that obviously on the 18th with her. The Enchanted Shadows Oracle deck, which I'll be making a banner up for with, she sent me some of the images and I'm going to be making a banner with the images in the background and her photo on it. I can show you real quick though, and you can go over here too, folks. Stephanie. Okay. Let me grab that URL, put it in the chat. Okay. So she is psychic.cafe/Stephanie. And what I'm going to do, let me see if I can do this full image. Let me see if I can make it even bigger. Cool. Okay. Check this out, Pamela. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you're seeing this, okay?
Oh yeah,
There we go. So this is
awesome.
actually, yeah, this is the header cover or cover image on her profile. And these are the gorgeous cards that she's done. And it's a 46 card Gothic Oracle deck, Enchanted Shadows. I can't wait. I want a copy of this deck because it's in my favorite colors, purple. All kinds of purple hues. It fits our website color scheme perfectly. It's almost like she made the deck for Psychic Cafe. Anyway, let me back out of this. I'm going to try to, let me see. I'm trying to figure out how to get back out of this, which I cannot seem to do. Okay, I'm just going to X out of that. And yeah, okay, here we go. Back to her page. So yeah, here she is on Psychic Cafe. And if you're signed in, once again, come over here and sign in, and you can click right here and send Stephanie a message if you would like, and before the show, and ask her about her deck and when it comes out and all that cool stuff. Let me show you. I'm going to log out here just to show you. When you go to the website, you go to the community, or by the way, members is now under community, and everything happening across the whole website gets posted here. And I just wanted to show you how you can join. And you can do that by, again, using Facebook, Google, Twitter, X, Amazon, LinkedIn. I don't know. My Instagram one's not working. I don't know why. And then you can either click register, or this big green button if you want to do it the old fashioned way, and put in a username. Like I can put in Dax Carlisle, put in your email, Dax at Psychic Cafe, verify your email, and then put a password in. And then that's how you get started on the website. Just wanted to let you guys know. And then when you're logged in, all your stuff's over here. You get your own stream, everything I was talking about, audio, visual, groups, photos, events, blog, activity, everything like that. And when you're on your profile, this is just your stuff, just your blog. So you can use this as a mini website, a little mini website. You can put your whole business and everything here on Psychic Cafe. All righty. So we're going to go back to the chat and everything here, Pam, and check for questions. I think
I thought that one, I was still doing that one for Desmond when I.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I completely forgot, because with the thing going on with Zoom with you, it gets very confusing where we're at. We'll go back to that. One real quick thing. I did make a new page on the website. It's psychic.cafe. Let me put that in. Here's Stephanie's psychic.cafe hosting, where you can learn about becoming a host here on the network. That's right. And remember, we have rebranded to Psychic Cafe. Everything is Psychic Cafe and the Tarot Guild now. But yes, you can find out there's so many different ways you can be a host on the network and do podcasting and YouTube and radio and everything like that. Okay. And then, of course, our tip jar, psychic.cafe/coffee. If you want to send us a cup of coffee, like Aloha Jay did a little earlier. Thanks, Jay. All righty. Coming back here. And then if you want to finish up on that, you had a reversed card there.
I have two.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No, I was talking about this star reversing, how really what that shows me is that he's not really connecting with his guides the way that he usually does, or his inner divinity, his GPS, as it were. And that's because he's bumped his frequency a little on his journey, and so it's sort of like going from AM to FM or FM to satellite. You've just got to just work with your connection. It's still there. You haven't lost anything. It's still there. but you're just not hearing it right now. And the second card was the Ace of Cups in reverse. Now, this is another one that is really a good card, okay? It tells me that whatever's been going on, it's still happening right now, but the one piece that this card always pounds on is, in order for a cup to fill, it must first empty. In other words, whatever's going on in your life emotionally, you're going to have to let it completely drain out and, you know, be reabsorbed into the universe, because you don't want to mix whatever's coming, whatever you're going to fill it with. You don't want to mix that with what's already in there. It would be a nasty, nasty combination. And the way to do that, final card in the draw, you got the Hermit card, okay? And the Hermit card is, in this deck, tells you the light that you're looking for is you. You become the light in the darkness. You become who you came here to be. And that's going to reconnect everything. It's going to go ahead and get that cup emptied out so that you can have it refilled with what you choose to experience, emotionally, especially. But it's
What was that, Pam? Oh, shoot. She froze again. Sorry, Pam. You almost got through it all, but you froze again. So hopefully you can come.
oh,
Okay.
there you are.
Yeah, you're back. Yay. You
Oh,
froze.
you're back. You were gone.
You froze there towards the end.
Okay.
So we didn't.
What it was is it's the Hermit card, and in this deck it reminds you to become the light in the tunnel, at the end of the tunnel, the light in the dark. You become your own guiding light, and that's going to call in, allow space for, you're creating a space for what you're choosing to experience to exist. So hold that light up high and bright and let it shine. Okay. Do we get all that? Good.
So Aditya, that we had answered their question before, but Aditya comes in said no. I was if I could apply for a PhD in UK or US or somewhere else. It seems like, okay, I'm going back here. I didn't apply. Okay, so they haven't applied yet. I want to know which country to apply, UK or US. Now, I know you said something about that, and you were talking about, the doctor shortages and nursing shortages in the US and Canada. And I'm not sure. I don't know if you were responding to that, what she said in chat. Okay. I wanted to make sure. I don't know. Did we answer your question, Aditya? Just let us know in the chat if we answered that. I do want to say I did pull cards, and look, the Fool card, here's you taking that journey to the UK or the US. All right. Hanged Man. Think outside the box. This is one of the thinking outside the box cards. Maybe a slight delay, but mostly it's looking at the world 180 degrees upside down from the rest of us. Okay. So it's not, I'm looking through the cards. I'm not getting a specific US or UK. I mean, I didn't do it that way. I guess I should have pulled cards for the UK, cards for the US. That's not what I'm getting. All right. I'm getting that, yes, you're going to go on this, but you have to think outside the box and take this slight delay time to figure that out. And then the Queen of Wands shows up. So the Queen of Wands, that fire energy, what are you passionate about as far as a location goes? In other words, make it, whether you go to the US or to the UK, which or Canada, which are completely different choices, places to go. Trust me, it's like night and day. So you have to figure out which you're more passionate about, is the feeling I'm getting. Don't make it, I don't think, usually I go with practicality in most things. What's most practical? And we have a huge shortage here. So it would be a good place to come, and potentially get residency and then get a job, permanent job after, But I gotta say, I am interpreting these cards that you need to think about which location going to you're going to be more passionate about. And you may not even know, you may already know, you may know right off the top of your head, oh yeah, I'd rather be in the UK, or oh, I'd rather be in the US. But if you don't know, that's where that hangman comes in. You need to take the time to figure that out. Even if you need to travel to the UK and to the US, I did this when I was moving from Arizona in 2004 to California. I went to San Francisco, where I had lived before, spent some time there, and I went to San Diego. And ultimately, between the two, although I love San Francisco, it had changed since I lived there a decade and a half before. So ultimately, I decided to move to San Diego. And I was there 8 years before I came back here again. You got to go with what you're passionate about. Because I think overall it makes the entire, even if the practicality is better in a particular place, what it's the whole experience has to be really good. You know what I mean? Anyway, just wanted to say that I had pulled some cards, and that's what I got. The next question, and let's check the time here. Oh, wow, we're way over. Well, with all the stops and starts with the Zoom problem, we got a late start technically. Anyway, it's the only bad thing about going, not having the phone lines, Pam, and going through the chat is having to scroll back through everything. I need to start writing, and I keep telling myself I'm going to do this every show, and I forget every show, to pull out my big legal pad and just start writing down everything so I don't have to keep scrolling through things.
Well, we were
So
having people
Angie
raise
was
their hands, and I'm not seeing that this time.
right, which is fine. I really kind of want to get away from that anyway. We tried that. Well, the problem is we tried that as an experiment. And what happened, and two things happened. One was we still had a lot of people come in late, missed about putting the hand. And what happened was they would put their questions all in, and we missed those questions. We'd only see go to the hand ones. The other problem was the hands, all these, it's like it's filling up the chat too much with the freaking hands. So I'd rather them just put the questions in. We'll go back to that. Angie was next. Hey, both. May I please ask if you think date and be in relationship, Quiche? Okay, so they're asking, Angie's asking about Quiche. At least that's how I'm pronouncing it. Kish. Kish? Could be Kish, but I'm going with Quiche. I don't know why. I'm hungry and I want an omelet. I want a quiche. I don't know. Anyway, Kish. Okay, I'll use Kish, damn it. Anyway, Kish, so she's asking, is she going to end up in a relationship with Kish and or date this person, is basically it. Did you want to pull cards on that? Maybe.
I'll pull one. Okay.
Okay.
Pull. See, just a basic. So yeah. I'm not sure where this is going.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I got the cards of the day. Look at that. The cards of the day popped up, even though I swear I shuffled.
I know.
And look, the Emperor's card, which is
a hard yes.
A hard yes.
The Two of Pentacles right side up is a hard yes.
Oh,
so there's your hard yes.
One. That's a pretty one.
Well, this one tells you just make sure that you don't lose yourself in the relationship. Okay? Because so many times people get into one and they start adapting and making these little changes to appease and kind of make everything work. But so often what I've seen is after a year or less, sometimes more, but let's say a year, all of a sudden one of the person that's doing all the giving and the changes wakes up and says, who am I? I don't even know I don't even like myself anymore. Who have I become? So this is the card that tells you do not lose sight of your I am in all of this. Don't lose sight of yourself. Okay? And that's all I got to say about that.
Awesome. Okay. we both only needed one card answers. I'm reading what Charlotte's saying in chat. We seem to be getting more cups of coffee lately too. Yes, yes, more views per live. Also, more coffee and things like that. I mean, things are. It's kind of and a lot of the same regulars coming back, Pamela. I think things are starting to congeal, and I think the channel here on YouTube may like really take off in the next 6 months to a year.
I think we should pull a card about Biden dropping out of the race because I just
Oh yes, I totally wanted to do that.
So many
Yes.
people are saying, or so many stations, so many news outlets are saying, yeah, he just endorsed Camilla or
Oh, he
whatever her name
did.
is.
Yeah, because when we first were coming on air, folks, we heard it and we're still a little unsure because we couldn't find anything on the internet, and he had not endorsed anybody yet. So he's endorsed Kamala. So that is what's the question? This is it, Pamela. What is the actual question we're going to ask here?
What are the implications or ramifications of this? Okay, that's what I asked, and what I got was Page of Cups. This is the message that we just got. This is the one that's been delivered. It's a very emotional one. Okay, very emotional, because I mean, I know that Biden's whole life has been politics. I don't think he ever had a job outside of that, but I could be wrong. But anyway, that as far back as I can remember, he's been there. Okay. The second one is the potential. The potential is there for greatness. The potential is there for victory. Okay. All the way around it. With new thoughts, new ideas, new strength and honor. Okay. The potential doesn't say it's going to happen, but the potential is there. And unfortunately, the final card I got is the universe reversed. So I kind of think it's going to depend a ton on not just can she pull it off, but can who she chooses for a running mate pull it off. Because this right here shows me there's a complete disconnect between the inner and outer life is what's coming if things don't get straightened out real fast. And we all know that unless you're functioning as a total being, you're not going to make it. You're just not. So I guess we'll have to see. Dax, what did you get?
So in alignment with what you just said, a lot of the same thing. And depending, especially that, vice president pick, I mean, it could crash and burn, The main thing I got in the center here, the Wheel of Fortune. Fortunes have just changed. Now, I'm not saying, for the better necessarily. I mean, I'm not saying that, Kamala with her VP pick could win. And we still don't know if people are going to go, crybabies. Wah, we have to have an open convention and pick from a group of people, not just coronate Kamala, right off the top. However, it's a really good feeling. I have a good feeling about this. I like the change. I think it's going to make things better. The first card I actually pulled, however, was the High Priestess. And I feel that this is referring to Vice President Harris. Okay. And she's the High Priestess, and then the Wheel of Fortune, and then her pick, the King of Swords. I think it's saying the exact same thing that you were saying about a lot of this is dependent on picking the right VP choice. And by the way, I think it should be about the VP choice, not about picking Kamala. I never know how to pronounce her name. Vice President Harris. I always butcher her name too. I don't know why. Anyway, I just had a flash in my head that her husband will be, the first first lady that's a first guy.
First gentleman.
I kind of like the idea of first lady. Oh God. Mm, mm. Anyway, something else went through my head, but I won't say it on air. Uh, so yeah, that's what I got, which is totally in alignment with what you got. And I just think that it should be less about, who's going to run. Just let the vice president run and then make it about getting the really good running mate. You know what I think she should do? Pete Buttigieg, Secretary of Transportation. Get the first female African American. She has Asian too, right?
Indian.
Indian. I know it was something like that. On a ticket with the first gay man to be running on a top ticket, as the VP choice. That would be killer. Oh my god.
I'm afraid it would be,
Uh
but not in a good way. I got a really red flag up when you said that. I don't know why.
It might
And
be. It might be because hey, we don't even know if people are ready for a female president in the United States.
it's gonna depend on so much for identity politics. Who's the most qualified for the job? I don't really care who it is. I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything, but can you take the reins? Because
Yeah. Well,
America's in trouble. It's in big trouble. And the borders wide open. We're feeling so many ramifications from it. Like we've got hotels packed with illegal immigrants right now, and they're bleeding our resources dry. And yet we've still got veterans living under bridges. So the people are getting really choked about this kind of stuff.
That.
So yeah. And I mean, I think the US and
too.
Canada have been in the same mess, like suit for the last 4 years. Pretty much identical because of our prime minister and just the way that the policies are going down there. So really, I'm an immigrant. Okay. I'd say 60 to 80% of my friends are immigrants because this is a country of immigrants, much like the United States. But like my husband's first generation Canadian, his family, both his grandparents immigrated. Okay. He is the first of his line. And he likes to say the first of his name because he's kind of like, we've been watching House of Dragon. We need to stop.
Yeah, me too. I have too. Of course, again, dragons. Of course, I'm going to be watching House of Dragons. There's dragons.
Is that why you overslept this morning? It's why we overslept this morning this week. Oh, just one more.
One more. Just one more. Yeah. But let me jump to the chat because there's cool stuff. Pam Bear came in. Dex came in. Before I say what Dex said, which is hilarious to me, and I'm not sure why, I just want to say the reason why I said Pete is not only because obviously I'm biased. I want to have the first, gay vice president. But the other thing is that he already ran for president. He's qualified to be president. He did a fantastic campaign. Biden's lucky that he didn't pull it off. As far as would it actually work? I don't know. Maybe I want to say I hope we are beyond things to the point that people that normally vote for left-leaning candidates and Democrats would continue to vote and not pull their vote because it's a gay man on the ticket. Because I don't care about the people that don't like gays. I don't care about the right-wing wackos way over here. They're not going to vote for the Democrat ticket anyway. It's the people in the middle, which I feel is the biggest. And and I'm, by the way, I'm in the middle. I'm a registered independent voter. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. And then, so it's the Democrats and the middle that actually would, if they all vote for the Democratic ticket, we would get the Democrats. If more of the center votes for the Trump ticket, we get Trump. And the incredible, beyond belief, homophobic nutcase JD Vance that he picked him, misogynist. Well, he's exactly like Trump in that area. Women are like, here, we really should take their vote away. Gay people should be on Alcatraz or dead. I mean, this is the guy he picked. So what Dex says in chat, he says, oh God, I gotta find it now. Wow. Okay. So that's right when we said what was happening. Are you froze?
Me?
Yeah. Oh no, you're just sitting
No,
still.
I'm just contemplating.
You looked froze. Okay, so that was right when we told people what's going on, and Dex said, "Wow," and he said, "Bet running mate will be Nancy Pelosi." I said him, but I'm not sure if Dex is Dexter, a guy. Anyway, it's like no, Nancy Pelosi is not going to run on. Can you imagine two females on the ticket? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying I don't think we're ready for that, but I don't even think we're ready for female president, but I hope we are. I would vote for her, but I would vote for, if Nancy was on the ticket, I would vote for both of them. That's not the majority of the people in the United States. You got to know we are still very much a misogynistic, I don't know what's the right word for it. Racist, I can't think of the right word for the, besides misogynistic, about anti-women. What's the term for that? That's like homophobic.
Patronizing.
What's that again?
Patronization.
Yeah, not the word I'm looking for, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like we are still very much, white supremacist, can't even say it, racist, homophobic. We are still there. It's basically what we're waiting for, to be honest with y'all. We're waiting for the last couple of generations to die out. Because people 30 and under the age of 30 and down to kids, they don't have problems like this. They are not racist unless they're taught to be racist. They're not homophobic. They don't give a shit. They're not transphobic. They're not misogynistic. They're all those things. People 30 and below do not comprehend, do not understand, because they've grown up with this now. Gay rights and everything, and trans folks and everything. A female vice president, a black president before that. They are used to this. They don't understand the older generations that have these weird, white supremacist. I can't even say the word, it's so bad. Racist, homophobic, women should be in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. They don't understand this stuff because they were born later and grew up with the internet and with freedom. That even in my generation X, I'm like in the very beginning of X, and it was still, all through my growing up, you didn't talk about it. And especially in the military, when I was in the military, it's like, we didn't even have the don't ask, don't tell. We had, you just hide it, you don't talk about it, the whole time you're in the military. You just don't. So we've come a long way. And the new generations from, 1 or 2 years old up to 30, maybe 35 or so, they don't get the crazies out there on the right. So what we're actually doing is we are biding our time, waiting for them to all die out. Those generations will die out, and the hate, the white supremacy, the gender, and all the negatives, it's going to die out because the younger people won't have it. That's their friends you're talking about. That's their mom and sister and their brothers and people they grew up with. And it's going to be a different world in about 30 to 60 years, somewhere in there. However, hate is generational in the fact that nobody is born a racist, a homophobe, whatever. It's a learned thing. It's taught. So some, not the majority are on ticket. There's still some, even in the younger generations, that have been taught from childhood hate. And so it will continue longer than it should, because it's going to take a while for all that to burn out. But I think it eventually will. Anyway, so we've done 90 minutes. Dan says he spaced the vowels for me, Kamala, so I could say it right in the chat there. And Dex mentioned about she has Indian as well. Dan
As
says,
in India, Indian, not Native American.
"Oh, India, Indian, yeah."
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to be specific. Don't say Indian, because when I see Indian, I think Native American. Stay
That's
Native.
okay. Where I live around here, they call themselves Indians. Don't have a clue why.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of Native Americans and other Native, they still call themselves Indians. I wish they would stop. It's like African Americans using the N words for themselves.
Yeah.
Oh well, we are black, so we can use the N word. It's like, no, stop using it so it goes away. You dumbass. Anyway, let me go back to some of this stuff in here. I feel personally that we need someone fresh and new to be our commander in chief, as really current politicians have all failed the country and Americans, Dan says. You might be right. And Charlotte says, can we find a happy, positive topic after the political discussion to end the show with, pretty please? It's like, no. No, we probably will get back to something in a second here, but I don't see it that way. I don't see it as, she says, happy positive. I don't see it as unhappy negative. It is what it is. It's reality. And no, everything cannot be all, perfume, cologne, and roses and champagne all the time, and wine or whatever your choice is. This is breaking news, reality happening now, which is really cool that we get to be live with this. Sad that there are still older folks who are not open-minded, Maria says. Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying. The younger generation is more open-minded. And I say, she said generation, I say generations, because because there's a new generation, and then 2 or 3 other generations before that, after X. And the vast majority of the millennials, generation Y, I think there's one, or Z, or I lost track of all that. There's actually a new one. What do they call it? It's really weird. It's like the 1-2 year olds. It's like they have this weird, they got rid of the XYZ, using letters for generations, and they changed to alpha or something. The alpha generation. I can't even remember what it is. I got to look it up because it's so new to me. But yeah, all those generations, which is like 3 or 4 different generations after X, the vast majority of these people, they do not have problems with other people. They're not racist. They're not homophobic. Love who you want to love. They're not misogynistic. They're not I'm struggling to try to find the word that I'm looking for, the anti-female phrase, and it's just escaping me. Hopefully someone will put it in chat here because I cannot think of it. Dan said something about, I feel a person who has truly struggled through life should be in the White House because they would be more likely to be for the people. Well, a lot of the people that you discount because they're wealthy now or in power now, they weren't always. A lot of them, struggled through school and then, were able to rise to where they are now and make the money that they're making now as well. So they still had the struggles. I wouldn't count even Kamala out on that. I mean, she had multiple things, you know, um, race, gender, all these things were stacked up against her. Let's see. What I'm looking for, Pam, is I'm looking to see if anybody else had a question for tarot. Checking it out here. Let me know if you see anything in chat, Pam.
I haven't seen anything at all.
Oh, yeah. Pam Bear was talking about not caring about color, nationality, sexuality, all those matters. What matters to me is that they are good for the country in their minds. I'm tired of politicians being self-serving and having their own agenda. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's why I'm a registered independent, because I think all politicians are, it's a bad, politician should not be a career. And the way in the United States that, we have a multi-international audience here, so I have to remember to qualify things, and I often forget, and I apologize, but because a lot of us Americans, we have blinders on. Here in the US, and the way our Constitution was set up and everything, the whole idea was that it was by the people for the people. And that meant that the people running the country in the political positions, not the job positions, the what they're calling the deep state, the career, the politician, the elected positions, all that kind of thing like that. It was never meant to be a career. You're a doctor, a lawyer, a farmer, a hairdresser. You go in, you serve for a few years, you get out. And it's constantly churning. And why? Because then the people are represented by people, not somebody that has a career and an agenda. That's what you're talking about, Pam Bear. Did I get that name right? Yeah, Pam Bear. So yeah, I'm for term limits, 1 maximum of 2 terms, whatever, however long they are, 6 years, whatever, I don't know. Whatever they are, 2 and you're out. Go back to being a lawyer, go back to being a doctor, go back to being a farmer, go back to being a hairdresser. When your term's up, go away. Okay. Did we want to pull any more cards on anything else regarding this before we get out of here?
I just did the universe, and I posted it a little bit. I mean, the universe actually tells us that we are divine beings having a human experience. This is who we are, and we are able to stand in that still point between two extreme powers, the omniverse and the material. Okay, and it's how we choose to act and react that matters. If you are welcoming, and how many of you have ever walked into a room or walked into a store and everybody there seems a little bit, off, and you just smile at everybody and say hi. It doesn't take but about 30 seconds before you're surrounded by people with smiles. Okay, what you put out there is what you get back. And what I'm seeing is somebody better get their poop in a group and just start treating others the way they choose to be treated. And I mean, I look at the cities that have been destroyed across the United States and Canada. Like, they've burned more Catholic churches than you can shake a stick at. You won't hear about it. But what I'm saying is we need to get back to being
I did not
who
know
we
that.
are. Divine humans having an experience. We are having a human experience. We are not human. We are divine beings. And so we're all legally, technically, without a doubt, one entity. And we need to remember that. And so if you're hurting and doing damage, you're not part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. You're part of the problem. So be part of the solution. Be the best version of you. This is what the universe is telling us.
Yep. And what I did was I wanted to pull a card or two on the overarching thing. And I think I got, again, a perfect card in the 10 of Cups, because this is what it's all really about. First of all, look at all those rainbows flowing, showing inclusion, and that, the whole is made up by a lot of separate parts. And there are women and men and kids and older people, and there are straight people, and there are gay people and bisexual people and transgender people, and there are all the different races, and that's why the rainbow flag is the rainbow flag, all of us together. And it's all about family. And here you have the, traditional male, female, and baby, traditional, what they call the nuclear family, but what it's really about is family. And family comes in all different shapes and sizes now. I mentioned Pete. Pete's married to a guy and has, two sons.
Daughters.
Sorry, daughters. I didn't know. All I know was they were little babies. That's
Twin
all.
girls. Yeah, they're twin girls.
Oh, okay. I never knew that. And it shouldn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I mean, that's why I get when I'm looking for information, I cover every channel I can find, including the independents, because that's where I'm going to see just unfiltered. And one of my favorites is from Australia, of all places. But I want everybody's opinion. I'm not just going to listen to one side or the other side. I'm going to listen to everybody, and I'm going to do my own research. And that's something a lot of people don't do. I mean, this person is horrible, he's evil, he's this person is this, or horrible, evil in their that, and then she's evil, she's doing this, and that. Yeah, well, we all have the potential. So how do we choose to express our truths? How do we choose to stand up and be counted? There again, the universe card.
That's perfect. And the other card that I got was the Page of Cups here. And in my mind, because I didn't get the Maiden card, and she might really blow everybody's mind and go for a younger male for the running mate. Because think about it. What's been the big deal? I mean, yeah, there's tons of stuff, but the main big deal is we got two old people running for president, and Biden a little older, but both of them having cognitive problems. By Biden dropping out, and now you have Kamala, maybe possibly at the top of the ticket. She could take the ticket the opposite direction, and it puts them in a really good place. If she got a younger male vice president pick, now they can turn the tables around how the right-wing wackos want to talk about Biden's decline, and you got to pick Trump. He's strong. He took a bullet for the country, is all the bullshit they're putting out now, which is not what happened. Anyway, but he's not strong. That's the thing. He's in as much decline, if not more. In fact, he's a nutcase if you listen to him the last couple of weeks talking. So this is a smart idea. This is really smart, oh my God, because they can turn the tables around completely and go, look, you can vote for the nutcase in mental decline, or you can vote for us. We're the young ticket. So now suddenly it becomes the young ticket. There you go. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Anyway, no more questions in chat, and we went super long, but we were having way too much fun. Plus, there was all the times. Oh, and I can't hear you, Pam. Plus, it was.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah, I saw your mouth go like this, and I thought you were talking.
I'm chewing gum.
Oh, see? I'm trying to read what Pam Bear had to say about Mom told me I was the strangest of all her kids, 8 kids, because of my friends. I told her all that matters to me is what's in their heart. Other stuff is just outside wrappings, and I don't look at that. Really cool. Hey, there's a positive way to end the show on. Dex thinks it's going to be a rodeo show in the White House. But thanks everybody for being here. Remember, our next show will be tomorrow. There might be new news that we can break on the show again. It was great breaking news live on air here on Psychic Cafe. Really cool. So yeah, don't forget the tip jar, and then hopefully Charlotte will be my co-host on tomorrow's show. There will be no show on Tuesday, but Wednesday we'll have Michelle Matheny on, and then Thursday Ellie's back. Yeah, she's done the last couple of things. And I saw Maria in there. I did want to mention about grabbing Maria's book, the Angel Practitioner Handbook. I keep wanting to say the 2nd or 3rd edition. It's actually a revised edition. You can pick yours up at psychic.cafe/angel book. I haven't promoted her book in a long time, and I just saw her in chat, and I wanted to promote the book. Go out there and grab that Angel Practitioner Handbook. I've got my copy right here. Read through it all one evening from 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I was in bed and just went through the whole book. Grab your copy over there, Angel Book. Let me look on before we get out of here, just real quick, Pam. Yeah, I was right. It's $2.99 on Kindle and $10.99 paperback. Can't beat it with a stick, Go ahead and grab that. And lastly, I want to once again put in the URL to grab Steele Wizard. Grab Pamela's deck, psychic.cafe/Steele Wizard. And see if I can pop that. Oops. trying to grab that and put it in the chat. Oh, there's the phone and wallpaper URL again. If you want to grab the phone wallpaper thing for Steele Wizard. Awesome. Wow, this was an eventful show, Pamela. Lots of stuff going on, breaking news, Zoom cutting you out every 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Frickin' Zoom. But it was interesting. I had a lot of fun. And I think this was the first show where I read with only your deck through the whole thing.
Yeah. When one of the first people, Paul Nagy got a copy of it at Bats back in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me, he says, "Can I take the extra cards out?" I said, "Of course you can." So he took them out, went and took it back to where he lives. And he emailed me the next day and he said, "Okay, I had a client come in. I had to give your deck a run, see how it worked." And I said, "Okay." He says, "And I took the 10 cards out that weren't original." And he says, "And I started shuffling and I started laying them out." And he says, "And then I felt like I wasn't playing with a full deck." Well, that cracked me up because that was my first time.
He wasn't playing with a full deck.
No. So anyway, he puts the cards back in thinking, come on, out of this many cards, what are the odds? He got 6 in a spread of 10 of the new cards. And he said, for the first time in over 35 years, I had to get a damn book out to find out what they meant. I said, "Well, how?" And I wrote back and I said, "Well, how was the reading?" He says, "The best reading I've ever done." So I rest my case.
And by the way, I've done that going back months. I remember pulling a card of the day and I literally had your book and I was reading from it on air because it was one of those cards, like the Cosmic Chicken.
Yes.
See, get her deck. You get extra cards, these really cool things like the Cosmic Chicken.
Yes.
And
that wasn't an intentional name. It was just that I was looking at it and somebody said, "Well, that's a unique perspective." And I said, "Of course it is. It's a Cosmic Chicken." Well, that was it. Everybody was just cracking up. So it kind of stuck.
Evolution. And
Yep.
there's all these cool things in the deck, like instead of just the pages, the knights, the queens and kings, you get the maidens, which fills in for that missing part.
Well, it represents the potential of the deck too.
That's always been there.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is there's all those cool extra things, and the things like the 5 of Swords, the swords being left on the bank, before they left for their trip, which is the way it should be. The cups up on the mantle, or not, windowsill
in the archway.
Yeah. Which card is that?
Well, you've got the 7 of Cups, and then you've got the 4 of Cups, and the 4 actually is the 5 of Cups.
5 of Cups. That's the one.
I left three full and 2 empty because I like that better for some. That deck I didn't do it for anybody but me. I wanted something that would speak the language I needed to hear, the language of the soul.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you froze up again.
Is what I've always called it. And
it froze up, Pam.
Oh crap. Okay,
I'm
gonna go.
No, it's open. It's working again. I just want to say one last thing is that the other thing is that there's freaking dragons all over the place, which is, by the way, this is the Soul Twins card, which is one of the extra cards. And, dragons everywhere. Go grab your copy. We're going to get out of here. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.